Greetings and salutations. Today I'm going to show you my bear build. It is my main build for Elder Scrolls Online on PS4 and PS5. So let's dig right in. So the attributes, it is a 1 bar stamina build and it's a theme. So I have all my points in the stamina. So his max stamina is 33,000. His health is 25, which I tried to keep all my DPS at 25. I also try to keep all my resistances around 20,000 just for survivability purposes. His weapon crit is a little low. I've been trying to work on that for a couple of months now, and I just can't seem to get it above 56%. But it's still not too bad, I think. I do have Oaken Soul Rings, so that's why I have all these buffs. Oaken Soul gives us Minor Slayer, Minor Angus, Aegis, Empowered. That will come in later in the build. Minor Courage, Resolve, Fortitude, Intellect, Endurance, Prophecy, Savagery, which increases my crit chance, Protection, Berserk, Minor Source, Minor Force, which it used to be Major Force, which was really nice, but now it's just Minor. I do have a can't think of the word, redundant ability that gives me Minor Force, but I have to use it. Major Brutality, Minor Heroism, which comes in handy for my bear. Minor Mending, and Major Gallop comes from another one of my skills. I use the Thief Stone for increase crit chance, and then that's my ultimate that is always active. I am playing a Warden, so for my equipment, I use the Master's Battle Axe. It is in an arena. I don't remember which arena it is, but it increases my cleave damage. I also made it precise, and I use poisons. My poison does damage over time. It does minor maim and gives me minor brutality. I have major brutality, so I do more damage with this whenever my poison goes off, which poisons go off with weapon skills, heavy attacks, or light attacks. And then here's my poison. I don't remember actually how to make it. I have it wrote down somewhere, but I don't know where it is. It's way too late at night for me to know this stuff. Celine's Vestige. This is a monster helm set. You get it from Celine's Web. I have it as heavy, which is for one of my other sets or skills, which I might switch it out for light to increase my crit chance. I don't know yet. I don't think I will, just because I like being able to survive. But it gives me divines. Whenever I deal melee damage, I call Primal Spirit, which is a bear, to deal damage in front of me, and it can occur every 6 seconds. It actually occurs a lot with this build. Leviathan, this is my 5-piece set. You get it from, I believe, Crypt of Hearts. It's a dungeon. I just do stamina for all of these. Divines, and it just straight up gives you crit pretty much all the way down, except for the first one, stamina. These are the shoulders. You get it from the Undaunted people, and you have to get keys to get this, which you get from doing daily dungeons. And then I have a 2-piece set, which is Gladiator's Ring. It is a craftable set, and it just gives me an extra 657 crit. I use the weapon damage glyph with Bloodthirsty, so whenever my enemies go to 90% health, I deal 350 more damage. Then this is Oaken Soul. It's a mythic item. It too is weapon damage. However, instead of being bloodthirsty, it's infused, and that's just to increase my overall damage at the start, not towards the end. And then it makes it to where I can't swap bars, so it's just going to be primary or backup, whichever one I'm on, which is my primary. And then it just gives me a ton of buffs. And then for skills, animal companion, this is the other part. This is why I call it a bear build, because I have my bear ultimate, and then I summon a bear whenever I do melee damage, and then I just have all the passives for it. I have the last passive because whenever I heal, which I do have a self-heal, it's a PvP skill. It's this one right here, Resolving Vigor. So it also increases my health by 10% for 20 seconds when I heal myself. I am a warden. I don't remember if I said that or not. And then I just have the last two passives for this. For my two-handed, I do Stampede, which does damage over time, and it's a crit when I hit every time, no matter what. I use Carve because it does damage over time. Yeah, it does give me a damage shield, but it for 32 seconds, if I hit them, I have to hit them 3 times for it to actually get all the way to 32 seconds. But for 32 seconds, they bleed. It does pretty well. In overworld content, all you really have to do with this build is do Stampede, go into the mob, carve once, maybe twice, and everything will any trash mobs will be dead. It's the same in dungeons. Most trash mobs will take maybe 1 or 2 carves, and they'll drop like flies. Vet dungeons, not necessarily the case. I haven't really seen it, but he does do pretty well in vet dungeons. Trials, he does okay. I will not take him into vet trials or hard trials. I will leave that for one of my other builds. And then Executioner is my execute ability. It just does more damage, and then of course my passives for that. I have all but this because I don't use magic abilities, so it'd be a waste of 2 points. But I have all my light armor because my shoulders are light. I have all my medium because Leviathan's medium. And then I have everything for heavy because my helm is heavy. These are world abilities. This is how you get the mythic item. I do barb traps because it's a fighter's guild ability and it does damage over time. It also gives minor force. This is the redundant ability that I was talking about. And then I just do all of these. I would do bounty hunter, but this build will melt in PvP. I have not been able to get this character to, or this build anyway, into PvP very successfully. Undaunted, synergy, and then that's my max health. That's why I have a heavy, light, and medium set for this. This is where you get Gallop from Assault. It's a PvP skill. You don't actually have to play PvP to get these skills. You can just do the monthly stuff, or weekly stuff. Dailies, I guess, would be the better term. I'm sorry, it's way past my bedtime. I am a Imperial. It's just pretty much basic. It gives me health, gives me stamina, makes everything cheaper. I like it mostly just because of the 1% gold. I know it's not a lot, but he's my main character, so I farm a lot of gold, and then he's also my crafter. champion points for this. He is my main character, so I do a lot of gathering. I was actually fishing, but if I'm going to do like a dungeon or something, I'll switch to Rationeer and Liquid Efficiency. For food, pretty much anything that does stamina and health is the main food I use. Right now I am using sticky pork and radish noodles because it gives the most health and most stamina. Because that only gives 5,000, this gives 5,300. So, and it's easy to make. For warfare, I do more damage over time, and this is a heavy attack build, so I do more, 20% more heavy attack, increased crit, you know, the basic stuff, light attack, damage over time, and then whenever I damage something, I heal myself for 8% of the damage, which it's mostly there for survivability and harder dungeons. I could probably get rid of this and do increased direct damage, and I'd probably do a little bit more damage, just a little bit. This tree, I make it to where I move faster. When I kill an enemy, I gain 300 stamina. Rejuvenation, I have 90 health, magicka, and stamina recovery. That one I could probably switch out for this, which increases my health, or this, which makes it to where I res faster. But typically, with this character, I'm always teamed up with my wife, so I don't need to res people because she's actually a really good healer. And then Fortify to increase my armor so I take less damage. And that's pretty much my bear build. I will show you my rotation real fast, and and my potion. I didn't show off my potion. I use health, so that all it does is increase my physical resistance, gives me stamina, and gives me health. The increase physical resistance I really don't need, but it's nice to have. So what I do is I will start with getting all my cooldown stuff up and going, and then heavy attack, heavy attack, heavy attack, and just keep doing that until you need to start putting your cooldowns back on. And then whenever my bear is ready, I can have my bear attack and just keep doing that. I'm not going to kill this trial dummy. I just want to show you my rotation. So you just keep the stuff going, and what I just did there, I was a misclick on my part. But you always want to let your damage over time stuff run out, because if you don't, it resets the damage, so you don't actually get that last tick of damage. Makes it rather useless. So I do, in that 1 minute, I did 41,000 points of damage. Almost 42. And that was with me misclicking and goofing around and things like that. So, I'm not going to talk for this minute, but I will show you, you know, the proper way to do my build. So see there, I almost, and 10 extra seconds, I almost did 50,000 points of damage. Once he gets to 50 health, you would just spam the execute ability on top of keeping my damage over times going. And then whenever I get down to about 20-30% stamina, I start heavy attacking until I get back to 100 and then start doing the execute ability. But it's a simple build. It does decent damage. As you saw, it's not, amazing damage, but it's not too bad. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, and I will do my best to answer.